We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some very sad and heartbreaking news regarding former WWE superstar Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley in AEW All Elite Wrestling. For those of you unaware, it was revealed earlier today that Jon Moxley will unfortunately be taking a break from AEW for the foreseeable future and has been pulled from television, with Moxley now set to get some help in rehabilitation for a personal demon he has been battling for some time now, with Jon Moxley apparently having a bit of a drinking problem that he feels he needs to get help with. By all means, Jon Moxley deserves a ton of respect for acknowledging he has an issue and choosing to seek help, because that's certainly not an easy thing to do whatsoever, and it is a great sign that Jon feels he will overcome this issue with a bit of support and the love from his family and friends. We hope Jon Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, gets the help he needs and overcomes this, because he is definitely one of the good guys in the business. AEW President Tony Khan put out the following message when this news of Jon Moxley went public. Jon is making a very brave choice to get help, and we're embracing his choice and supporting him however we can. Now respect to Jon Moxley for taking the initiative to get help, and again we hope he comes out of this on the other side better, stronger, and healthier than ever before. As many of you are likely aware, when The Big Show left WWE at the beginning of this year, it was not long before The Big Show Paul White joined the competition AEW All Elite Wrestling, and this definitely did surprise some fans considering The Big Show was so loyal to WWE and was with the company for 22 years. In a recent interview, The Big Show sort of talked a bit about WWE and AEW, and described how AEW is in fact an alternative to WWE. Here's The Big Show's comments on this. I think finally, for a long time, there's only been one product, and that was the WWE product. They had won the Monday Night Wars and had taken over as a superior product. There were some incredible efforts by some very talented people, Chris Jericho, Young Bucks, Tony Khan, Kenny Omega. They were able to create, basically, another promotion where there was an opportunity for talent and opportunity for fans. It's a completely different product. When I'm asked to describe AEW versus WWE, I will say that AEW is a very authentic product. WWE is an incredible machine of 40 to 50 years of building that brand worldwide. AEW has been around for a couple of years, like 3 years, so it is still growing, it's still building. When you have a promo in WWE, there's 12, 13, 14 writers in a room. They'll write a promo for you, it's approved, and then you get the promo for your character. When you're in AEW and you get a promo, you have a promo. I like to look at it as a lot more authentic, and it's a lot more individualized for the talent. As young talent that is trying to find out who they are, as young men and women and make their mark in this business, I think that AEW product gives them more opportunity to be more authentic. Now of course The Big Show speaking very positive and highly of AEW is partly because he is under contract with the company, and does not want to say anything negative about AEW, but let us know your thoughts on The Big Show's comments about WWE and AEW, and the comparisons between the two companies. As many of you are likely aware, during the 2021 WWE Draft, both the former SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were moved over to Monday Night Raw from SmackDown, and this was not random or by chance in the slightest. With Seth Rollins performing as a heel and Becky Lynch taking on a heel character following her return to WWE at SummerSlam, a new backstage rumor has revealed that Vince McMahon plans for Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, who are married in real life as you're probably aware, to pair up once again on television in the near future on Monday Night Raw. Now this would not be the first time WWE have done Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch as an on-screen couple, and apparently with both stars now being heels, Vince McMahon feels Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins would be a tremendous power couple that would increase fan interest in the Raw brand, with each star dominating the respective division. And with Seth Rollins getting a WWE Championship match soon against Big E, perhaps WWE will be pairing up Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins when they're both champions, with Seth Rollins as the WWE Champion and Becky Lynch as the Raw Women's Champion, and by all means that would be a pretty dominant and powerful alliance to say the least. If he hadn't known, in a recent interview, Becky Lynch had alluded to possibly realigning with Seth Rollins on television, with Becky talking about a potential match against Edge and Beth Phoenix, and that is apparently a possible storyline in the near future once Edge comes back soon. Regardless, let us know if you guys like the idea of WWE once again making Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins an on-screen power couple on Monday Night Raw, and does the idea of Becky and Seth working together interest you, or should WWE keep the two superstars apart and focused on their own storylines? Sound off in the comment section below. While Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns have continued on with their alliance on SmackDown following the Crown Jewel 2021 pay-per-view event, which saw and showcased Paul Heyman about as ambivalent as you could possibly be regarding who he was choosing to support between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in their big Universal Championship match, with the new breaking rumors and reports going around right now, that alliance between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman looks to finally be crumbling, because in a recent interview, Paul Heyman added fuel to the rumors that he was really supporting Brock Lesnar to win at Crown Jewel, but due to his own fault, Roman Reigns came out of that title match victorious. As you are likely aware, during the Universal title match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, towards the end of the match, Paul Heyman tossed in the Universal Championship belt, which landed in the middle of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and in the shocking interview, Paul Heyman revealed that if he could go back in time, his Universal title throw at Crown Jewel would have been a lot more accurate, and the huge speculation right now is that Paul Heyman meant to throw that title to Brock Lesnar, but his poor aim, which Paul attributed to a number of excuses, made the interference a failure. And this definitely explains why Paul Heyman looked so upset after the match, and when Roman Reigns was celebrating the win over Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. And sooner rather than later, this will all come to the surface on SmackDown, and that Paul Heyman is not loyal to Roman Reigns. And after that's finally discovered, the Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman alliance will officially end, with Paul Heyman going back to managing the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. Now, there has been a new report revealed just a while ago regarding Bray Wyatt in WWE, and more so what Vince McMahon's viewpoint or opinion of Bray Wyatt was towards the end of The Fiend's run in the company before getting released and fired. According to one of our sources, Vince McMahon's opinion of The Fiend Bray Wyatt changed drastically towards the end of his run in WWE, with Vince reportedly not liking that Bray Wyatt was so outspoken about the WWE's creative team. And it was also revealed that many within WWE don't think Bray Wyatt's release had anything to do with budget cuts, meaning that Vince McMahon fired Bray Wyatt more because he was not on his good side whatsoever and was not a company player. And let us know your thoughts on these new shocking rumors about Bray Wyatt's release. Do you feel Vince made the right call for releasing Bray Wyatt for being too outspoken, or do you still think that this was a big mistake on Vince McMahon's part, and that Bray Wyatt is a huge loss for WWE?